Hey, once again, you're welcome to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel and you are not subscribed yet, I will urge you on, please subscribe to the channel, and I promise you I'm going to deliver only top-notch content. Alright, so in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to become a self-taught data scientist in 2023. I'm going to tell you my experiences, the silly things I did whilst I was learning to become a data scientist, and also walk you through with timeline on what to learn, how to learn it, and then the time frame you must spend in learning them, so that you can track your progress as a self-taught data scientist. I will begin with the caveat, and that is the timeline I'm going to give you is absolutely dependent on the number of hours you're going to commit to your studies, and also how fast you'll be able to get along with the learning of new things. All right, so if you are a newcomer to programming, you'll be wondering how to get started, and if you are somehow skeptical as to whether you will succeed in becoming a data scientist, you can use me as your motivation. I started from ground zero. I had no experience in programming. I had no coding experience. I have not in any way encountered anyone who has been a data scientist or who was a data scientist. So I had to begin as a novice with no knowledge about the industry, but I was able to scale up even though I committed a lot of mistakes, and that is why I'm here today to walk you through how to do it right, so that you won't be committing the very mistake I committed, which if I'm starting all over again, I won't commit. So the first thing I will tell you is that becoming a data scientist has various options, and you can consider to learn R or Python, but in this video I'm going to walk you through R, and I think R will be the best because the audience for this video are absolute beginners, and I choose Python because it is easier to go with and it is beginner friendly. All right, so with Python, this is how I will ask you to learn Python in 2023. There are a lot of videos on YouTube. There are a lot of material out there, and there are a lot of free courses out there. One of the mistakes that early programmers or beginners do is that we overload ourselves with several information. See, you can master Python with just one video on YouTube. Yes, just one video may be enough for you to master. Sometimes you may want to explore other options. When you really want to do that, then I will propose that you do maximum 3 videos. Maximum 3 videos. The only time that you may be looking out for other videos, for instance, if you are learning a particular topic and the video you are watching is not making it clearer for you, maybe you can just search for a tutorial on that topic only, so that you will fill in the gap from your learning. So I will propose that you learn Python with 3 weeks. Yes, 3 weeks is enough for you to learn Python. If you are devoting at least 6 hours programming time per day, that means in a week you are devoting about 40 to 42 hours in a week. Then 3 weeks is more than enough. So for first week, that's how we're going to do it. First week, you will learn the basic syntax of Python. You will learn the various data type like string, numbers, and then list. You will learn how they operate and then behave in a data set and how to work with them. And these will be enough for you in your first few days. Let's say the first day, 2 or 3. When you are able to master this, then you move on to learning higher stuff like functions. So you understand your functions, and then maybe in your second week you can then be graduating into doing intermediate things like object-oriented programming, that is classes. You learn your classes, how class behave, how to construct classes, and then from there you can now proceed to learning other advanced stuff, even though will not be needed at the intermediate at the beginner level. You can end there, but in order to get the other library easier, it should be okay you familiarize yourself with how the how errors work and how to work around errors. So you can do the try and accept logic. You learn the syntax and how it works. You can also learn something like datetime library at a basic level, just to know that yes, there is a library of that sort and how it works, understand how modules work, and then you can now proceed from Python. So after 3 weeks, I would suggest that you will acquire the mastery that you will need to move on with other libraries to help you become a data scientist. Maybe you can use the 4th week. The 4th week is to practice more, go to Kaggle, take other practice program. You can do things like the lottery game, number games. Try to practice some of these things so that you practice your loop, the for loop, and then I won't even recommend while loop, because while loop is not really used. So you can even focus on just the for loop and then just run around it, try to code around it, try to understand how things work, hit into challenges, find solution, go on Stack Overflow, try to know how to get help from the Python community, and it will also help you and eventually become a data scientist or begin to learn data science. It will help you to know how to exploit help from Stack Overflow and other community, Python and data science community. So with this, I consider that you are good to move into some data science stuff. The first library I will recommend for you is to learn NumPy. Yes, NumPy. NumPy will help you to get the basics of programming language and of data science. Sorry, it will help you to understand data science in a real context. You can use 1 week to learn NumPy. Yes, it is for 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional arrays and a lot, even multi-dimensional. Let me use multi-dimensional array. You learn NumPy, which will be the bedrock for you to learn pandas. So you use your next 1 week to learn NumPy. You use another 1 week to learn pandas, and after learning pandas, you can also use another 1 week to learn plotting. Yes, I will recommend Matplotlib and Seaborn. Yes, I'll recommend Matplotlib and Seaborn, and 1 week is enough for you to learn it. So you can use 3 weeks for NumPy, pandas, and Matplotlib and Seaborn. Yes, when Matplotlib and Seaborn will be for visualization. When you are able to master this, I will want you to take it slowly. Don't bombard yourself. Don't get yourself so overwhelmed. So after having taken these, I will ask you to slow down. At least take 2 weeks break, and that 2 weeks break will be for you to work on project. At which point you would have to apply your Python, your NumPy, your pandas, and then your Matplotlib and then Seaborn skill. Work on project. You will build your confidence. You will now develop the air to proceed. Most data scientists don't do scripting, web scripting. They don't do it. Web scraping. That is building data set from website and other web platform. Most people don't learn it. If you want to learn it, like myself, I felt it was so needful, because as a data scientist, sometimes I may be encountered with a job that I will need to extract data from a web platform or other online platform, and I will need my web scraping skills. So you can use 1 week. 1 week is enough to learn web scraping. Yes, 1 week will be enough to learn web scraping. And with web scraping, you can learn Beautiful Soup. 1 week should be enough for you to master Beautiful Soup. So in all, how many weeks have we done now? 3 weeks for Python, 1 week for Python revision, 3 weeks for NumPy, Pandas, and then Matplotlib. So we've done 7 weeks. Use 2 weeks to cool off, practice, and master what you have learned previously. So you've done 9 weeks. Then you will use 1 week to learn web scraping. You've done 10 weeks. Woo! You're on course. Very soon you become a full-fledged data scientist. All right. After the 10th week, learn database. Yes. Database is very important, and I will say that every data scientist must know how to query a database. So you will learn a database query. I will recommend MySQL. Yes, MySQL. SQL will be very good for you, and 1 week will be enough for you to also learn SQL. So in all, how many weeks have you done? 3, 1, 2, 6, okay, 7 to 9, plus 1 week for web scraping, 10, plus 1 week for Matplotlib, 11, and for SQL, 11. Now you can how they call cool off again at that point. Take up some project. Go to Kaggle, work out, experiment. And Kaggle is an online platform for data scientists, and it has a lot of data set that you can practice with. It has a very large community that you can ask questions. You can publish your code. You can use it as your public repository. I will talk about public repository at the end of this very video. And with this, now you can now begin to go into the difficult stuff like machine learning. You can take the Scikit library. Yeah, the Scikit library is very good, and then a beginner level machine learning. So when you can use 1 to 2 weeks to use 2 weeks to master Scikit, because you will have a lot of things to do. You will learn how to categorize data, and then how to predict data from your data set. So 1 week will be enough. Another 1 week will be enough to practice and master. With us, you are with 12 weeks, you are almost there. Almost there. Now, between PyTorch and TensorFlow, this will be the last library I'll recommend for you as a beginner data scientist. PyTorch and TensorFlow is very difficult for me to choose one, but as a beginner friendly, and at this point you will not be doing so much of complex tasks, PyTorch is enough for you. When you master PyTorch, when you use it maybe after a year or two and you want to know TensorFlow, you can add that up. But for now, stick to PyTorch, and you are good. You are good to start taking a project. You are good to start seeking for jobs. So in 3 months, yes, 3 months, you are good to become a data scientist. Now, the most important thing that many people ignore, I was a victim. I ignore the importance of keeping a public repository. And you are a self-taught programmer. You have no certificate to look for a job or to even bid for contract. The only thing that can speak for your skill is your repository. Try to build a public repository. You can use GitHub, but I'll recommend Kaggle. Create a Kaggle account. Whilst you have learned how to scrape websites, build some data sets, put it on Kaggle. Let other people explore it. Let them give it a vote. Build a reputation. Yeah, very soon, Kaggle will rate you as a data science expert. Ooh, that's very good to attach to your LinkedIn account. And also, a very good portfolio to exhibit on your profile anywhere, public profile anywhere. You build some code, they'll become your profile. Very soon, Kaggle will rate you coding expert. Very excellent. It helps you to survive within an industry with a lot of skillful people. And with this, start looking out for job. It becomes very difficult, especially when you're a self-taught programmer and you have not really been a coach. You find it very difficult. Sometimes your confidence is very low. Like you don't believe in yourself whether you will survive on working. You know, the more you practice, we don't learn coding. You don't become a data scientist by reading and then no. Practice just from the word start. Immediately you start off, make sure that you have everything set up. You are practicing. We don't read data science. We don't read coding. We don't read programming. We practice. Yes, practice every bit of it, and then that is the only way for you to become a proud data scientist. See, nothing gives me joy. I've been to law school. I've been to business school. I've not been to a tech school, but nothing gave me joy than working on a data science project. Yes, it is fun. A lot of things to explore in data science. So, procrastination should cease now. Take action. Let's start now. Let's become data scientists. Please, if you are not subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel, and I promise you I'll be giving you premium content. All right, and if you love this video, like, share,